So Radiance was talking about like another show after this wrapped up. I was kind of thinking what I might want to do. I might do something with like Minecraft or maybe like other games. I'm not really sure. Bitch, Steve.
No, bitch, it's Steven.
Steven, you're the first one that's here on time, but you're not really dressed in the Roblox avatar. But why? Do you want to go change? You want to go through the door right there? It's behind you, girl. Okay, you meet me after. I'll go right here. God, I've been waiting a while now, haven't I? I thought she was just changing into like the Roblox avatar. It's been, I don't know. I keep watching this door. I don't see anything. Steve, what sort of Roblox avatar is this?
Funky monkey.
No. Bitch, the belly is out.
I slayed.
I'll just go. It's fine. Bye. The roundup is all yours. The Steven up.
It's my show now. It's the roundup, honey.
Welcome back to episode 6 of the Steven Up, honey. That's right, I'm your host, 𝗢𝗥𝗚𝗜𝗡𝗅, and today I'm joined by the fabulous MistaPizza.
Woo! Hey!
Oh. So was that you screaming, yeah?
Yeah.
Period. No, that was good. I was like, was that Indigo? I was like, Indigo, shut up, mute. I was scared.
Okay, that's so funny. Okay, yeah.
So yes, me and MistaPizza herself, we will be reviewing episode 6 of Escape the Night Tragedy at the Theatre, which had the most shocking death yet. But, we can't start there. We need to start from the beginning. But before we even get started, Steven, how are you? How have you been?
I'm good.
I'm glad. Anything happened lately? Like, in life in general? How are we feeling?
I've been a bit busy working on things on my channel, like, future projects.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
I signed that NDA. Let me stay quiet.
Exactly.
So this episode kicks off with another Great Lieutenant intro, and we see a doctor who is like kind of weird looking, and he's injecting people with his serum. I don't know. He looks like he's going to be one of my favorite lieutenants. My question to you, Steven, is that in all the seasons of your Escape the Night that you've done, which has been your favorite lieutenant that you've kind of created or come up with?
Ooh, this is a fun question. I have to think about this. Okay.
Take your time.
In the season that you were in, right? Ooh. There was a few. So every season I didn't really give thought into it. Like literally season 1, I would think of it the day before we filmed. Not gonna lie. But then moving on, then season 2. Okay, season 2 was we don't talk about season 1. Then season 2 was she set the ETN on the map. Then season 3 is where things took it to the next level, right?
Oh, season 3 was the one.
Exactly. Yeah. I would honestly, to be honest, I would say I don't know if this would count as a monster, but I would say the main villain, Aurora, she is such a good
I hated her when I was there, but I loved her as a viewer. But as someone who was there, I really hated her guts.
Yeah.
So the main episode kind of kicks off with the aftermath of the last death, which was Jack, and he was shot by Edgar, who has appeared on 2 out of 3 of your seasons. Do you think Edgar would have been that ruthless on one of your ETNs? Because he fully, last episode, shot someone point blank.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think definitely towards the end, 1000%, because of something that happened. No spoilers, but I think he definitely would, take some revenge especially by shooting someone else. So,
Don't Chris Breezy me, bitch. I will fight back.
Exactly.
Very that. So clearly, no one really minded that Jack died, which was surprising to me. But one person is kind of in their feels about it, and that's Pablo. Do you think you would have the same reaction as Pablo, or would you have stuck with the group?
I would stuck with the group. I don't care about Pablo.
Yeah.
Like, spoiler alert, but we all saw what happened with Pablo and, like, you know, how, like, the group feels about them. So, you know, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and I almost feel like even if, because I definitely understand Pablo's point, and I would like maybe even side with him and be like, look, this is kind of fucked up, but also like I wouldn't say that. So for all we know, a few of the others could have felt the same way, but you're just kind of putting the target on your own back. Now the guests have come across some alcohol that they consume, all of them, and I don't blame them for that. Let me just say that. If I was in this night, you could not stop me. I would have taken every single glass, every single last drop of that. But, you know, they drink this alcohol and 2 of them have been poisoned. Now, this is very deja vu, because on your season, that happened to me. And then I got put in the lounge and I was sick and everything. And so here we see it happen to Pablo and Jonathan. They get, like, poisoned and put in this room full of, like, zombies and stuff. I was unsettled. I did not like it.
Honestly, like, listen, I love alcohol. But, like, if I was in that situation, no thank you, ma'am. Wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you probably would be able to tell something was like, there was always going to be a catch. But still, a drink is a drink.
Exactly.
And I'm a Welsh girl at heart, do you know what I mean? Like, if there's a drink that's me, it's, like, gone in 8 seconds. We like to drink with Taya because Taya is our mate, and when we drink with Taya, she gets it down in A. You know? So now, to save their poisoned friends, the rest of the guests head down to the kind of pharmacy area, which is in the cellar, and they have to create this antidote mixed with all these different ingredients. How do you think you would have done at this task? And also, which of the guests who were a part of the task do you think stood out to you?
Okay, so I'm like not the smartest person. I feel like I would do terrible in this shit. So like I would be like the first one dead. I ain't gonna lie. But out of the group, I think Mercy and Ali, they slayed. Like they really slayed the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm with you on that. Mercy was like, I mean, I've been saying it for weeks on the roundup, honey. I've said Mercy is the pick to win. Clearly I was wrong, but you know, up until this point, I was even more confident in my pick being true. And I do think Ali also did very well, and I think Ali has her moments of like the drama and where she kind of adds friction to the group, but really when it comes down to it, she does pull the group together and is kind of good at these tasks, which is what keeps you out of the death challenge. So she can be as like irritating as she wants in voting, as long as she's helpful. I think, you know, she'll kind of go further.
Right.
So speaking of starting drama and in conflicts and stuff, the camera goes back to the sick room, and Pablo and Jonathan are at each other's throats.
Yeah.
They're like poisoned, about to die, and they're still like, oh, you know, you did this and oh. What do you think about those? Because I feel like they're almost like ETN tradition to have that one person be like, you know, the savant, you know more. Like, how do you think about them? Because are they getting old to you? I don't know. What do you think?
Honestly, I think like, yeah, I like that. Like, you know, like we need some good drama here and there, but like, you know, it's kind of getting a little old. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think we see it a lot.
We do. But I truly feel like Jonathan's answer here was like, you know, way more like dramatic than what any savant would ever say. I feel like.
Yes, like, call it out.
Yup. Not gonna lie.
I mean, you played the role of savant, and I know season 1 was the lost season, but well, how did you, like, did you get those questions of like, why? How did you respond to them?
Well, my method was by attacking. And I guess it kind of worked out for me, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think,
but I mean,
don't be too loud. That's the thing.
Yeah. And speaking of season 1, I know season 1 is the lost season, gone away, but the most recent project on your channel has been a little revamp of season 1.
Yes.
We haven't even talked about yet. So what made you do her? What made you kind of like want to redo it?
Okay, so there's a reason why I wanted to remaster. There's something coming up in the future, so I wanted to, like, you know, go back to the old. There are future seasons that, you know, will definitely go back to the past seasons, and I wanted to show season 1 in a new light, as well as season 2, which will be coming out very soon. So yeah.
And now switching back over to the pharmacy, the doctor comes down the stairs. The Stella, bitch, I'm thinking about alcohol like earlier. The Stella Artois, bitch. No, he comes down these cellar stairs and he snatches up Ali, who, when he takes back to the little sick room, Ali got there, kind of called them idiots, and then they turned on her. It's just, oh my god, you couldn't even. It's entertaining though. I will give them that.
It is. Oh
it's good TV. I put one of these in the trailer. I don't know which part of it was. Oh, that's what I put in the trailer. It was this very next bit. So Ali had the idea that because they need the human lungs and all these organs for down at the cellar, they would kill these kind of zombie creatures. Do you think you would have been able to just like do it? Because they're still technically alive. That's the weird thing. They were kind of like alive, but I'm dead sort of thing. You know, they were both.
No. If it's moving, absolutely not. Get the fuck away from me. But
I'm with you on that. It's like dissecting the pig in the science lessons. No,
don't even.
Could never be me. I walked out of them and but basically, right, this little story time, life story. My older brother is 3 years above me, and he told me this story because he had this boy in his class who was like a little bit lower level learner.
Okay.
To say, you know, and he was low down the school kind of thing, and they had these sheep lungs that they had to kind of inflate and deflate with their own breath. But he put his mouth on the tube and sucked in, so he had guts and shit in his mouth instead of going out to fill the lungs. It was in. Talk about ETN DESC challenge. That should be one.
I should write that down, Loki. Let me get my notepad.
So as the guests meet back up, the antidotes have been made and everyone is saved. But I guess because they've been captured, Ali, Pablo, and Jonathan are kind of a little bit lower down on the kind of totem pole for this hour. But Ali kind of redeems herself with this next little bit. I thought she did really well.
Yeah.
So she found a Ouija board outside that, I mean, do you fuck with like the spirits and all the ghosts and stuff?
Low key, you know, like when I'm like bored, like maybe, like that's like so fun. Like low key, I want to get like fucked by a ghost. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if I'd fuck with them like in like Ouija boards and stuff. I kind of stay away from that. She finds the Ouija board, and that is gonna take her to the pills. So this is like a Charlie XCX concert. We've had the alcohol, and now we're popping the pills.
Yup.
This was Radiance Festival 2022, bitch. It was just pills popped everywhere.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. So before the pills were even popped, there was a little vision that Ali again volunteered to go and witness, and now this animation was made by Nebula, and I loved it. It was like of the traveling towards the location, and this is actually similar to one that is in our Escape the Night hosting month, and it's so fun. Like this is a tip to the people, the extra special fans who watch the rounder. If you're ever on that hosting map, volunteer if they ask like who wants to be the one to the division, volunteer, because it's something like this and it's so cool. It's really cool.
Looks so cool, yeah.
Everyone had a pill, they popped the pill, and now they are in this other kind of dimension, tripped out world. So would you like to explain, Stephen, what they had to do?
So everything was in like black and white. Like, oh my god, they were literally, I mean, of course they were on drugs, so makes sense. There was a table with candles, and to be honest, I feel like everyone pulled their weight here. Like they all slayed like together. You know.
Yeah, I think it was quite an even task. It was a hard one to even stand out if you were gonna stand out. But I don't think there was anyone who necessarily did like nothing.
100%.
Yeah, like the numbered candles, and I mean the task ended with the candles catching fire to the table, and it fully went up in flames. Like the table just poof. So now they've completed the task and they're back in the room. You should say, you know, the trip is over. This is the last of the tasks. Now it's time to vote. So of the final 7, who this hour kind of stood out enough that you don't think they're in danger?
Okay. She got captured, and I feel like she did so good this episode. She made her way from, getting captured, and she slayed Miss Allie. Like,
I do, yes.
So cute.
So now that they're back in this lounge, it brings out the worst in people. God, they have done nothing but like fight when they're in this lounge. Just like at the beginning of the episode, we kind of had an everyone versus Pablo moment.
Yeah.
And then just as Valerie was about to say, okay, let's go on vote, and everything went quiet, Pablo, I love him for this. It's such good TV. He's like, Jonathan, why don't you tell everyone what you told me?
Oh my God, I was gagged. Girl.
It was the face crack. It was the mirror moment. Jonathan is really, like, if you get him good enough, he's just speechless. And that was one of the, it was like because all of his girls, all of the people who've been diacidal on him were like, what did you tell him? And he was stuttering, scared, shook, panicking over these church back. And he was, it was interesting, you know.
Right.
This goes on a little bit longer until Pablo is like over it, and he fully turns to Jonathan and says, okay, then me and you will go in. That's fine. And Jonathan was gooped again. I know he was scared. But Pablo is very strong, and I think he was nervous to go up against Pablo. So that voice was shaking again. He said, yeah, if I'm voted, then sure. I said, oh, Jonathan. Valerie goes to the guests and says, the first person in is Pablo. And there's not much surprise. There's not much stir.
Who's shocked?
I thought the face crack was Jonathan this episode. It was like everyone. Because the second vote was Mercy.
Oh my God.
Mercy was not on the table. It was such a shock. I didn't see it come in.
Once again, from a director standpoint, this is just great. You know, like
yes. I like how you always like think of it in that mindset.
Right.
It's very you. So this death challenge was kind of like search and find. What did you think of it in general?
Oh my God, I thought it was so cute. Like, oh my God, and when like the alarms were like ringing, like, oh my God, so iconic.
I mean, just off camera then, I know you said you loved the vibe. I agree with you on that.
Love like vibe.
So, I guess the fans were blindsided once again when this death challenge, this kind of search and find, because this was the most even death so far. I think we can agree, like, in the challenge, it was so even, and they both had, like, one left, and this was where the world stopped for a second, when Pablo found his lost item.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
God, I did not... What was that? Who said that? Who's like, I did not see this coming. Milk from Drag Race. That was me.
Yeah.
I was fucking like delusional milk tease because I thought Mercy was surviving. Like from episode 2 of the roundup, we always asked the winner picks, and I've always said Mercy. So this was a shock to me. Completely. And the death as well.
Yes.
The interaction.
So
It was really sad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't feel right seeing Mercy go home this early.
I know.
Because, I mean, episode 6 is a nice way to get to, but this feels early for Mercy.
It does.
Yeah.
It didn't give her justice.
Yeah, I agree. So Mercy suffered, like, probably, well, that's the thing about this season. All the deaths have been brutal. But Mercy suffered a very brutal death. And finally... someone took the initiative to kill the lieutenant. Thank God.
Oh my God, I know.
Killed the doctor. And this entire time, like every time they walk away from these lieutenants, I'm like, just grab whatever weapon they have and just like kill them. Like, it's done.
Right.
Yes. So now is the age-old question that I asked. Who? Well, first of all, who will die next? That one first.
Okay. God. Okay. Pablo's strong, so I don't know about that. But if we continue this trend of Pablo v Jonathan, I have no idea. Maybe Jonathan would die, or I don't really know. To be honest, I don't know their strengths. But yeah,
I mean, I thought last episode, Jonathan kind of had a breakthrough.
Yeah.
In this episode, I don't know if it was there. Another one this episode, I think Nick was like very quiet this episode and just kind of non-existent. So I'm nervous that if it's another, I mean Edgar too. The two of them didn't do like too much.
Yeah.
And I think that if they have like 2 hours in a row of not being the most vocal or not doing the most, that might get him voted in. I'm not sure. And then going on to the 3 people who you think will escape the night. For me right now, sadly, since I can't say Mercy, I think I would go with Jocelyn. I think she's playing really good socially. Edgar, because I think this episode, but I mean the last few he's been doing better. And I'm going to say Ali and Nick, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to see for that third one.
Yeah.
Ending.
Ooh, wait. I kind of agree, but I don't know. I would like to see Pablo survive. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that would be kind of interesting.
Same. I just think he's too much of a target. Like, if you're this much of a target by episode 6. If he keeps doing what he was doing, like when he spun the target on Jonathan, if he can do that, I mean, I think he could definitely survive. So yeah, maybe I would say that. Jocelyn, Pablo, Edgar, maybe?
Oh my god. First off, I love Jocelyn. Like, the personality. Bitch, she could do a whole talk show. I'd watch that shit for hours upon hours. Like, stan Jocelyn.
Yeah, I do love Jocelyn.
Yeah, I guess maybe either Edgar or... Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. Jocelyn for the Roundup season 2.
Exactly.
No. Taking my gig. But now, I mean, I know where to find you, but let all the viewers know where to find you, all the socials, plug them.
Okay, so you can find me on youtube.com/c/MistaPizza or my Discord server, which will probably be in the description below.
Yes, we could put it there. We'll pop them there. They'll be in the description. They'll be somewhere. Go find them yourself, you lazy fuckers. Get it? Thank you so much, Stephen, for joining me and being a guest on the Roundup, honey. And to the viewers, again, keep the discussions happening at our Discord server, which is discord.gg/Radiance Originals. There'll be a little forum post about the little roundup. So, you know, have a talk with us. Me and Stephen will be there. We'll be answering your questions and stuff. We will see you soon. Uploads may slow down a tiny little bit, but we'll try and be weekly. If not, it'll be like 2 weeks. Probably. It won't be more than that. But, you know, we'll see you soon for some more ETN, and that means more Roundup, honey. Bye.
Bye.